First things first, Chris Broussard is here. How you doing, Chris?
Great, great. Always good to be here.
How's it going?
Great.
Yeah. Isn't it funny that yesterday Chris was filling in for you? You're shaking your head because you're afraid of what I'm going to say.
No, I'm not afraid. You don't know what I'm going to say.
You're right. You're right. I just pulled the neck right. I literally just pulled the neck right. And out of the blue, we started talking about Markelle Fultz. Remember, I was like, hey, whatever happened to Markelle Fultz?
Oh, I thought you were talking about the intro that you butchered with the Chris, and Chris, we got too many Chris's here.
Oh,
I was watching the show. You didn't like that.
You didn't like that,
He was part of the butchering. He did it.
I have no
idea. Chris was
That's right. That's right.
If I'm willing to accept the beards, you can accept the Chris's.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
I mean, a real beard.
Jenna's point
then what Nick has
we
on his
talked
face.
about Markelle Fultz off the air,
Apparently,
and now he's back.
Yes, seemed witty when I wrote it at 3 o'clock this morning. Apparently, Markelle Fultz overheard us, decided last night was going to be his night to get back on the court after a shoulder injury. The #1 overall pick played for the first time since October 23rd. He missed 68 games and seemingly forgot how to shoot the basketball. He scored 10 points last night, dished 8 assists in a win over the Nuggets. Fultz spoke about his performance after the game.
It was a little bit of excitement and a little bit of just like, I got to help the team. Like, I don't want to let the team down. So, I mean, once I stepped on the floor, it felt great just to be back out there with my brothers and have fun.
All right, Chris, how optimistic are you after what you saw from Fultz last night?
I liked what I saw. I thought he played really well. And this is what I saw early in the year. I mean, he didn't play much, but early in the year, I felt I saw the same thing. The athleticism, the quickness, the speed, the aggressiveness. Now, he doesn't have a jump shot, but what I liked last night was the question was, where's his confidence? You know, when your jump shot goes the way his did, where's your confidence? He looked confident last night. I mean, I actually thought he took 13 shots in 14 minutes.
Yeah.
I was like, look, slow up, young fella, you know.
Man, get him up, man. You missed time.
Yeah, exactly. I like the aggressiveness. And he brings an element that they had not had before him. They've got pretty much everything. I'm not saying they're a great team yet, but they've got shooting. They've got the great point guard with court vision. They play great defense. They've got the post player inside and Embiid who's versatile. What they didn't have was that one guy who would break you down off the dribble and attack and get to the rim, and now they have that in Fultz. Again, I'm not saying he's going to come in and be a huge factor in the playoffs, but I liked what I saw. I'm very optimistic with this debut.
Chris, let's go back to last year when we were in Los Angeles, when you were very, very high on Markelle, even the abbreviated college season, what you thought. So let's break it down exactly. Forget what happened with his shooting. Who was he last year?
If he were a prospect coming out of college right now.
And why did they make him the #1 pick? What were we looking at?
And traded to get the #1 pick to go get him.
What you were hearing from the workouts with various teams was that he was by far the best one. The most impressive player in the draft. He could, as I said, he could go off the dribble. He could score. He could pass. He could make plays. And, I mean, again, in addition to the 13 shots,
unlimited range.
Well, I didn't want to say that because of what's happened now.
No, we can't. We got to disregard that.
If you take that away, yeah, he was a shooter.
Yes.
That's what was so strange about and obviously they're putting it on the shoulder, and that certainly has something to do with it. And then I think from there, mentally, he just got messed up.
Listen, this is how good Markelle Fultz was coming out of school. Think about how bombastic and boisterous LeVar Ball has been. He never was saying, the Lakers are going to get the #1 pick.
He said everything but
everything. He kept
Nick Wright stink.
Right.
Chris Broussard. Sometimes I don't like him.
Right. The whole thing.
Chris and Little Nick.
Right. But the whole time prior to the draft, prior to the lottery, he wasn't saying the Lakers are going to get the #1 pick. Yeah. He was always saying the Lakers are going to get the #2 pick and take my son. Why? Because everyone knew this guy was going #1 overall. He was and it's unbelievable to think of now, he was the safest pick. Because what you knew is at the very least, he's going to be a 15 to 20 point a game scorer early in his career and probably 20 plus later in his career. Which is why what happened to him was so perplexing. Now, yesterday, you mentioned getting off 13 shots in 14 minutes. He somehow became the first player in the history of the league, not rookie, player, to have at least 10 points, at least 8 assists in less than 15 minutes of action. I mean, the things were running through him when he was on the court. But I am thrilled for him for this reason. I think the mental hurdle was an enormous one. And if he didn't get back on the court all year, I think you start playing tricks with yourself in your head in the offseason. I think it starts being sleepless nights. I think it starts being, wait, hold on. Am I going to be one of these, like, all-time busts we talk about? A guy that the first ever version of the NBA yips? And so seeing him back on the court, his full shooting stroke is not back yet. No. But he would have been, let me put it like this, a little more context if people didn't watch him at the University of Washington. If he never shot threes, he would have still been a lottery pick based on his explosiveness. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? Based on his ability to get to the rim. So for all those reasons, I'm happy for him. The Sixers are an amazing story this year. I mean, this is a big positive.
Well, let's talk about where he factors in with the Sixers now, because what is a successful season? You win a playoff round with him, and it's a great season for them. And let's talk about where the roof is now, the ceiling is with Markelle Fultz playing.
Well, you have to put them in separate brackets, because Philadelphia, they've already clinched a playoff spot. So talking about the process, people criticize the process. The process has worked, not only because they're in the playoffs, but also look at the stat sheet. Look at Joel Embiid. Look at his stats. Look how many games he's played. Look at how they've developed him. So that's another story in itself. Rookie of the Year soon going to be announced next month. Ben Simmons. So they got 3 separate categories right there, even before we get to Markelle. So they have success. As far as the team, Joel Embiid, the process there is working. Bam. Now they got Ben Simmons. Bam. So for me, I wasn't worried about the kid as much because I saw those other 2 struggle, and they were with the organization that was literally not giving lip service, was they were going to be patient. Now, his ability maps up well. Now, he's only got 10 games before the playoffs. So they're going to be a success in the playoffs because of the other story. But his skill, with Ben Simmons not being a shooter, with Joel Embiid being a dominant post player, scoring more buckets in the post than anyone in the NBA on post-up, with his three-point shooting that will come back, his explosiveness off the bounce, his ability to somehow play elite defense because he is a great athlete, not a good athlete. Man, things are this to me is about LeBron James. Forget the playoffs. Man, LeBron, if I'm looking at Philadelphia, wow, man, that's far more appealing.
You plucked that right from my brain, CC.
No, I'm just